Today, we're diving into something super quick and super efficient, the 5-minute budget. Yes, you heard that right. A budget that only takes 5 minutes to set up. But is it effective? What are its strengths and weaknesses? And who is it best suited for? We're about to find out. So, let's get into it. This is the Finance Virtuoso channel. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the notification bell for the best money tips and tricks. What is the 5-minute budget? The 5-minute budget is a streamlined approach designed to get you started with budgeting as quickly as possible. Here's a step-by-step breakdown of how it works. Gather your financial data. Begin by collecting your income and expenses from the previous month. This can be done by logging into your bank account and downloading your transaction history. Identify your priorities. Look through your list of expenses and pick 3 to 5 that are most important to you. These should be the things you value the most, whether it's paying off a debt, saving for a vacation, or covering essential bills. Set your allocation. Decide how much money you want to allocate each month to these priority expenses. This is your top spending focus. Distribute remaining funds. With your priorities funded, you're free to spend the leftover money however you like. The key is to ensure your total spending doesn't exceed your income. And that's it. This method is all about speed and simplicity, aiming to get you budgeting in the shortest time possible. Strengths of the 5-minute budget. Now, let's explore the benefits of this rapid budgeting technique. 1. Lightning-fast setup. The biggest advantage of the 5-minute budget is its speed. Imagine being able to set up your budget in just 5 minutes. For many, the idea of spending hours categorizing expenses and balancing budgets can be overwhelming. The 5-minute budget eliminates this barrier by providing a quick and straightforward way to get started. Here's a practical example. Suppose your previous month's expenses show you spent on rent, groceries, utilities, and dining out. Instead of meticulously going through each category to find ways to cut back, you quickly decide that rent, groceries, and utilities are your priorities. Allocate specific amounts to these, and then use any leftover funds for dining out or other discretionary spending. This swift approach can make budgeting feel much more manageable. 2. Prioritization simplified. The 5-minute budget forces you to focus on what's most important to you. Unlike traditional values-based budgets, which might let you rank every single expense, this method encourages you to zero in on 3 to 5 key priorities. This focused approach helps you direct your money towards the things that truly matter, rather than spreading it thinly across every category. For example, if you're passionate about traveling, you might prioritize saving for a vacation. If debt repayment is your top concern, allocate funds specifically for that. By limiting your priorities, you avoid the paralysis of choice and ensure that your most critical expenses are covered first. 3. Encourages financial creativity. One of the unexpected benefits of the 5-minute budget is that it can stimulate creative thinking. Since you're dedicating a portion of your income to your priorities and leaving the rest more flexible, you might find yourself finding innovative ways to stretch your remaining funds. Consider a scenario where you've prioritized rent, utilities, and groceries. With less money left over, you might start looking for discounts, cooking more at home, or finding free entertainment options. This can lead to more economical and resourceful spending habits. 4. Ideal for short-term goals. The 5-minute budget is also effective for tackling specific financial goals. Whether you're aiming to pay off a credit card, save for a down payment, or fund a special project, this budgeting method allows you to concentrate your resources on achieving those goals. Imagine you want to pay off a loan in 6 months. You can use the 5-minute budget to allocate a significant portion of your monthly income towards this debt, while the rest of your spending can remain flexible. This targeted approach helps you make significant progress towards your goals without getting bogged down in detailed budgeting. Weaknesses of the 5-minute budget. Of course, no budgeting method is without its drawbacks. Let's explore some of the potential weaknesses of the 5-minute budget. 1. Risk of impulse spending. One significant downside is the potential for impulse spending. The idea is that once you've covered your priorities, you can spend the leftover money as you please. While this can be liberating, it might also lead to less thoughtful spending. For instance, if you've allocated funds for your top priorities and have some cash left over, you might be tempted to splurge on an unplanned purchase or luxury. Without a detailed breakdown of your spending, you might end up spending more than you intended, which can undermine your budgeting efforts. 2. Handling unexpected expenses. Another concern is the management of unexpected expenses. The 5-minute budget assumes that your priorities are covered, but it doesn't necessarily account for unforeseen costs, such as medical emergencies or car repairs. If you haven't allocated funds for an emergency fund or short-term savings, these unexpected expenses can disrupt your budget and potentially lead to debt. For example, if your car breaks down and you don't have savings set aside, you might need to use credit cards or take out a loan, which can affect your financial stability. 3. Limited financial awareness. Because the 5-minute budget focuses on just a few priorities, it might not give you a comprehensive view of your overall spending habits. This limited awareness can make it harder to identify and address areas where you might be overspending. If you're only tracking a few key expenses, you might overlook smaller, frequent purchases that add up over time. For instance, regularly buying coffee or dining out might seem insignificant individually, but collectively they can impact your budget. Without tracking these details, you might miss opportunities to make adjustments and improve your financial efficiency. 4. Conditional effectiveness. The effectiveness of the 5-minute budget is conditional on your financial situation. If you're deeply in debt or your income barely covers your essential expenses, the rapid setup might not be as effective. You may still need to spend time adjusting and refining your budget to ensure that you're not overspending. For someone struggling with high debt and low income, a more detailed budget that accounts for every expense and includes strategies for managing debt might be necessary. The 5-minute budget might serve as a starting point, but it may not address all the complexities of a challenging financial situation. 5. Future financial success. Lastly, the 5-minute budget might not always set you up for long-term financial success. While it helps you cover your immediate priorities, it may not encourage habits that lead to sustained financial health. For example, if you don't prioritize savings for retirement or long-term investments, you might find yourself behind as you approach retirement age. The quick setup might not foster the long-term planning needed to ensure continued financial stability and growth. So, who is this budget best suited for? Let's break it down. 1. Budgeting beginners. If you're new to budgeting and overwhelmed by traditional methods, the 5-minute budget can be a great entry point. Its simplicity and speed make it less intimidating and a good way to start developing budgeting habits. 2. Challenge enthusiasts. For those who love a challenge, the 5-minute budget can be an exciting way to test your financial creativity. It's perfect for short-term challenges or campaigns, like a 21-day financial cleanse or a goal-oriented savings project. 3. Goal-oriented individuals. If you have a specific financial goal, such as paying off debt or saving for a major purchase, this budgeting method can help you stay focused and make meaningful progress. By prioritizing your goal, you can allocate resources effectively and track your success. 4. Those looking for simplicity. If you prefer a straightforward budgeting approach that doesn't require extensive tracking, the 5-minute budget offers a simple solution. It's ideal for those who want to avoid getting bogged down in detailed financial planning. However, if you're looking for a more comprehensive long-term solution or have complex financial needs, you might need to supplement the 5-minute budget with additional strategies. Have you tried the 5-minute budget or something similar? Do you have any tweaks or tips to make it even more effective? Let me know in the comments below. And if there are any other budgets you'd like me to review, drop a suggestion. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who might find it helpful. Until next time, stay savvy, finance virtuosos.